welcome to another edition of Healthier, Happier You. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine, with my co-host and founder, Bethany Montecalvo. Thanks for watching us. This is our 5th show. I'm getting rave reviews out in the public, Bethany.
Yeah.
People are asking us to do more. Why do we only do one a month? So we'll have to have a little discussion if we can try to schedule a second one.
I know, I'm excited and thankful, and I'm thankful for everyone just supporting us, even though we are so new, so that's great.
Well, we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back with a discussion on the subject of the day by Bethany Montecalvo.
Hi, my name is Mike Vitti, co-founder of Legacies Alive.
And my name is Mark Feldowski, co-founder of Legacies Alive.
Our organization exists to provide Gold Star families unwavering support and pay homage to the sacrifice of our heroes and their families.
As combat veterans, we passionately believe in our responsibility to ensure that the legacies of our fallen brothers and sisters are kept alive.
We execute our mission with the utmost honor, respect, and humility.
Legacies Alive accomplishes our mission several ways.
Legacy challenges, which are specifically designed physical endeavors that take extreme personal, mental, and emotional sacrifice to complete, all while honoring our fallen heroes and connecting with their families.
Legacy Projects. Our team partners with Gold Star families to identify the legacies of our heroes and then works with the family to erect permanent memorials that preserve the legacies of our fallen heroes.
Uniting Gold Star families through our legacy challenges, organizational hosted events, and our Gold Star families.
And finally, partnering and supporting like-minded organizations who share the same enthusiasm to honor our fallen heroes and support their families.
Legacies Alive is extremely passionate about our cause and will succeed in our mission.
Your support will help us, and more importantly, the families of the fallen heroes.
It is not only important that we remember our heroes and support their families now,
but also that future American generations understand that sacrifice
is synonymous with freedom. We need your support, and together we will keep their legacies alive.
Welcome back from the break. Thanks for staying tuned to Healthier, Happier You. I'm Al Levine, in case you forgot. We got Bethany Montecalvo, and I have to ask her one question.
Ask.
What's the topic of today?
The topic today is sugar and cravings. I thought that would be something good since we're going into summer. We do a lot of holiday things with our family, and this is the time that we like to eat cold ice cream and different types of things. So I thought that would be a good thing to chat about today.
It's a great topic because
Yeah.
I used to drink a lot of pop or soda for all of you out of the Pittsburgh area. And I love ice cream, but somehow I've cut back probably about 80-90% of
Do you
what
still
I
drink pop?
What is it? I don't drink it.
Now, how long did it take you to complete? It took me a year to quit pop because I was pretty bad on it. So I just drink water. That's all I drink now.
Well, that's what I do too.
Just water.
pH balanced water.
Yeah. Do you ever get a craving though? Sometimes whenever I'm out and I'm looking and someone's sitting and they have pop, I sometimes just want to take a sip. Just because I forget the burn, but I remember liking it. Do you remember?
Yes, and diet pop it's worse than anything.
Yeah, very true.
But I used to like Diet Dr. Pepper. I
good
thought it was
one.
a
That was a good one.
great flavor, and it was hard to not drink it anymore because I used to work all kind of different shifts at the Post-Gazette and Press over the years.
Yeah.
So you'd have breaks every so often, so you'd want to pop or something because I didn't drink tea or coffee until the last 10 years of my career. So I got off of it probably a little less than a year.
Yeah.
But the way you're trained like Pavlov's dogs, when a break comes, you wanted to have a pop.
Now, did that give you an initial high? Did you feel that energy, and then did you feel yourself?
Well, I'm
kinda
always
come down or no?
energized, so it just kept that level up.
Okay.
But when you got off of that sugar, you could notice it because you were addicted to it. And I kept reading if I'm doing all these other healthier things.
Well, okay. Well, I kind of just want to chat about that and what we could do with our body and how we can kind of read what's going on with our body, because a lot of people mistake certain deficiencies and cravings, and they kind of don't understand what it is. Our bodies are truly magnificent. It's amazing how our body knows how to wake up, how to go to sleep, when lights are bright, how we cleanse our eyes shut, how we could endure childbirth, how we could, every breath, we
Not
just
all
don't.
of us with childbirth.
Well,
so, you know.
not you guys, but
Okay.
us.
Just
We have to go
'cause
through
people
way
are
more. We have
watching
a
this
way
show.
harder. I don't even
Okay.
want to get into that.
I
But
got
I'm
more
just
respect for
saying-
women and what they have to go through.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. But we never skip a beat unless there's a deficiency in our body. So I always tell like my clients whenever I'm health coaching families or kids, take a look at your lifestyle, the cravings. There's always an underlying issue. What are the deficiencies? What's going on in your normal routine? Take a step and try to figure out what's going on. Because when we have cravings, it's telling your body something. We're lacking. We need something. Our body always seeks to try to find a homeostasis, which means like all is well in our body. And when we get off that, it's just kind of a big tangent. We just kind of try to fight to get that back. So there's a couple of things that could show if you are having cravings and to recognize that. Lack of primary food. Primary food is your life. So if you're unhappy with work, if you feel unfulfilled at home or a relationship, or if it's something with anything, spiritual practice, if you're lacking in that, sometimes for men and women, we substitute food for fulfillment. So if we're bored, do you ever just get bored? I'll find myself opening the fridge. I know what's in it. I bought what's in there, but yet like I'm still like checking to see what's in there.
Sure. What changed? I would always
Yeah.
ask, myself or my kids or something, what changed? Because you constantly
Yeah,
go in the
right?
look. But meanwhile,
Right?
it's boredom, or maybe it's you're watching sports and there's a commercial, so you figure you have to go out. And me being a sports nut,
Yeah.
you tend to take those breaks and then you look around.
Yeah, that's
So
what, yeah.
you do have to watch, but you need healthy snacks.
Yeah,
And like you said, a
agreed.
key thing is being in balance, and I think
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to promote here a lot.
Yeah, and we're a creature of habit. A lot of time I don't think that's necessarily smart. As far as food, obedience is better than sacrifice in food because you really have to train your mind. It is muscle memory when you're doing certain things like that. So as far as water, a lot of people, we don't drink enough water. And a lot of people say, well, how much water or what kind of water or what do we drink? I don't like getting into that, but I will tell you that if you're having a craving, it could be 20% of the time that you're just lacking water and it turns into mild hunger and then it turns into a craving. So before you're reaching for something else, maybe just drink a glass of water just to see if that's possibly it.
That's a great point, because I found that out. I was dehydrated a lot of times.
Yeah.
And now, I drink my 6 to 12, although I cut back in the summer. I'm about
Yeah, that's crazy.
8 cups of
like
green
this
tea.
man throws back tea like nobody's business. You love it and
Thank
you
you.
kid around. So
Well,
that's
it
good.
actually helps with health.
Yeah.
But you also need the water to balance that out too.
Yeah.
So you should
Yeah.
drink as many waters as tea.
Yeah.
Sometimes more, which I do. Because you'll become dehydrated and not
Yeah.
even notice it. And that's one of the things you have to
Well, it's
take
tough
care
too.
of.
When you starve your body is brilliant. It will still go on living like that. So you really do have to take a step back and realize what you're doing. Sometimes you can go through a portion of the day. I drink like 80 ounces a day, and then the last show, I didn't drink like anything.
Yeah, you
so I
were
was so
telling me.
busy coming from a shoot that I was just thinking like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I didn't know I was thirsty, but I was thirsty. As soon as I got in the car, I like crushed
Sure.
water. So it's really
You
important.
replenished yourself and you become energized
I
again.
do feel better just by little things like that. It really does make me feel better. And two, as far as our yin and yang in our environment with our diet too, certain foods are yin qualities, which are expansive. And then other foods are yang qualities, which are contractive. So it's just, if you're eating too much in, let's say meat, which I believe in meat. I believe God put meat here for us to eat. But if you're eating too much, you're going to crave another area. If you're eating too much sugar, you're going to crave in another area. So it's really finding that perfect balance for you, and everybody's body is different. I talk about this all the time, guys. That
Tell
we
them
really,
how to get a hold of you, because we're going to wrap this up, but I'm going to need one tip from you today.
Okay.
How do they get a hold of you first?
So you can do my website, which is BethanyMontecalvo.com. You could do my Facebook, my business page, which is Go Organic /Bethany Montecalvo. You could find me on Twitter, Bethany Montecalvo. I have a personal page, Bethany Montecalvo, on Facebook, or you could just Google me and you could find different ways to get a hold of me too. But
And
yeah.
even go through Healthier, Happier You.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Yeah,
That'll drive some of
sorry.
your friends there.
Yeah, we're Healthier,
You know
Happier
I'm about
You.
promoting a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. No, you're wonderful and excellent with that.
Now
so
I
really
need
appreciate
one
that.
good tip because we got a guest that's waiting
Yes.
in the studio right with us in our green room, which
Yes.
is right here. So
Yes.
give everybody the tip that you would most want them to have after our discussion here.
Okay, so I wish I could tell you something fast and efficient, but if 90% of Americans are addicted to sugar, it is addictive as heroin and cigarettes, so you have to detox your body out with that. It does take about 30 days to withdraw from those symptoms. If that's something you are interested with, you could contact me. I'll be more than happy to help you. And I'll also, on Healthier, Happier You, put on different just PDFs I think we can upload
Sure.
on what sugar can do to you, and a simple detox that you guys could do, and just some alternative things that you could maybe put in your freezer or your refrigerator that you guys can just have just to kind of nibble on.
We'll
a
try
nice-
it too because maybe you'll like some of them because there's so many different ways.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to post a tip up each week. So we'll try to get more consistent on it since we got a lot of new fans out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and you have to go through stuff. It's trial and error with everything, so.
Definitely. And everybody reacts differently. Just like this green tea, a lot of friends of mine will drink it and they go, I don't have the stomach for it. But what they don't realize, and I hate to tell them, is their system's been compromised. So the good bacteria is having a fight with the bad bacteria. And green tea seems to help the good bacteria grow back faster.
Is that caffeinated? Do we talk about this?
Yeah, there's a little. It's about 1/6 of a cup
Okay.
of coffee.
Okay,
So if I have 6, it'd be like 1 cup of coffee.
okay, nice.
And you can get decaffeinated types, or you can get white tea, which has almost no caffeine, or the red tea, the rooibos.
Yeah.
It has 0 caffeine.
Is that loose, or is that?
Yes, you can get it loose.
Oh, look at
in
you're
all
fancy.
Of these.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that's one of my tips today. So
Yeah, no, that's a great tip.
now
Yeah.
we're going to go to a break, and then we're going to bring our featured guest on right after the break.
I was an Army officer. I commissioned out of the United States Military Academy at West Point, served my country for 5 years. Legacies Alive is a nonprofit organization that brings national awareness to the life and character of service members who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our nation and the Gold Star families that they leave behind.
I'm a Gold Star mom. My son went to high school in Modesto, California, left high school and went to West Point. Graduated 23rd in a class of over 900 cadets at West Point. Left for Iraq and was killed 5 months into his first deployment.
The importance of legacy challenges are to continuously remind Americans of the sacrifice of our brothers and sisters. The hike was a 232-day, 7,000-kilometer journey around the country. The hike entailed meeting with Gold Star families and walking 1 kilometer for every service member who gave their life during the global war on terror. The next challenge is to swim the length of the Mississippi River.
So background on me, I'm a Navy and combat veteran. The idea of swimming the Mississippi River, Swim for Their Sacrifice, came about when me and another member of Legacies Alive were throwing around ideas. What about the Mississippi River?
No American has ever completed the entire swim of the Mississippi. It raises national awareness to the American public of why one man would put his really life on the line for such a great cause.
In preparing for the swim, I've been getting with other experienced swimmers. They join me in the pool, they join me in the bays, they join me in the oceans, any open water we can find just to help me better prepare and what I may face going down the river. Some of the hazards and concerns we face are boat and ship traffic, wildlife, weather conditions, sickness, the physical toll on the body, and the unexpected.
Chris is the perfect person for this swim because he embodies what we all wish we can be. The goals of this challenge are to raise awareness to the American public of what a Gold Star family is, to unite with and connect with as many Gold Star families along the banks of the Mississippi River, to continue along with the Legacies Alive mission.
And it's not about me and what I'm doing. I don't see it as a safety concern as myself, but make sure I'm properly honoring those that this cause and this foundation is about.
He's doing it not for himself, but for his brothers and sisters and for the families that he's going to connect with.
I'm just overwhelmed that men that don't even know my son or have any connection with him whatsoever feel so passionate about honoring him.
Please join Legacies Alive in our next step in supporting Gold Star families.
And recognizing the valiant men and women who've given their lives for our great country.
Choose from the sponsorship levels below to support Swim for Their Sacrifice.
And assist us in completing this very important challenge.
Thank you for your time and consideration.
And God bless our fallen heroes, veterans, and active duty military.
Thanks for staying with us on Healthier, Happier You. We have a guest here that is doing a lot of great things in the community, and I can't wait to get this interview started. Bethany, since this is your friend, you know I'm going to let you take over right now.
Yeah. So I'm so excited. We have such a great guest that's doing so many great things. So I'm just going to kind of hand it over to Mark, and he could just kind of tell us a little bit about himself.
Well, at least get him to tell us who he is. Okay.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know if he'd do that because he's such a go-getter with what he started on the testing and checking. So, tell us your name and what you've done and what brought you to this point that you're coming on our show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my name is Mark Faldowski. I'm the co-founder of Legacies Alive. I'm really humbled and honored to be here with you guys, and especially being back in Pittsburgh. I served in the military, and whenever I got out, my best friend Mike Vitti and I decided to start a nonprofit organization. How this all came about was, we've lost friends, we've lost our own guys overseas, and so we were having a conversation last year, and we said, what can we do? Mike's also from Pennsylvania, so we said, what do we rely on for success? Being from Pennsylvania, that's work ethic. And in getting out and doing it yourself, and we're very blessed to have the physical ability. We're blessed to have made it home, and we wanted to do something. We said, what's America doing for the families of the fallen?
So did you talk about this when you were still serving?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And so you started the ideas there for thinking after you got out.
Yeah, exactly.
Now tell them what you did in the military.
Yeah. So I was.
That you're allowed to.
Yeah. So I was an officer. I went to the United States Military Academy at West Point. Graduated in 2009. I was commissioned as a field artillery officer. Okay. My first assignment was at Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, in the 25th Infantry Division, and served one tour to Iraq, and then I was fortunate enough to be selected into the 75th Ranger Regiment, where I served 2 more tours to Afghanistan.
Congratulations. So how long did you actually serve?
5 years active duty, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're in the reserves now, too?
I am.
Okay. So thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
And we're actually excited to have you here to find out much more.
Yeah.
I wanted a little background.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so...
how you're back home. I just wanted to get the timeline straightened out. You're back home.
So before I came back home... so I was still active, and Mike had called me. We had a conversation about what we can do. And he said to me, what if I walked a kilometer for every person killed in Iraq and Afghanistan? And naturally, like any good friend, you know, I thought that, you know, he was crazy. So we got to planning, and we stepped off April 26th from DuPont, Washington, which is just south of Seattle. And Mike walked from Seattle down to San Diego, across the country to Savannah, Georgia, then up to Baltimore, Maryland, where we finished in the Army-Navy game. And in the Army-Navy game, we lost our quarterback, Chase Prasnicki. He was killed in action in Afghanistan, and we had linked up with the family of J.P. Blecksmith, both who had played against. J.P. had played for Navy, and he was killed in Fallujah.
And you know my son's in the Navy since I told you that, so
yeah,
there's a natural rivalry, but we'll keep that at bay.
Yeah, we're not all perfect, so that was a joke.
I got it.
All right,
got it.
yeah.
The audience isn't laughing
Yeah,
here
I'll
today.
just drink some green tea.
Have another sip, please. I notice how it's calming you down.
He's sharing. He's sharing. So that was last year's project. So what we do is Legacies Alive has what we call a Legacy Challenge, which requires mental toughness, physical toughness, but for us it's sacrifice. You know, it's not just sacrificing physically, mentally, emotionally, certainly, sure. You know, financially, and growing spiritually, you know. So a big thing is...
and that's the balance Bethany's talking about in life.
It's hard to find that.
Especially to come out of the military and everything you've seen and done, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's awesome.
I understand. It sounds great. I won't interrupt now.
Yeah, no,
Till the
it's
next
good.
point. Till the
it's
next
good.
point.
It's good. So we got done with the hike, and which we're really excited about is Mike and I were walking through Arlington National Cemetery, just about to finish, and Navy combat veteran Chris Ring had called, and we had been discussing some ideas, and he said, "I'm going to swim the length of the Mississippi River." And so we were like, "What?" You know, we've really done it this time.
Yeah.
But
you didn't say no.
No, absolutely. I mean,
I'm
a few questions.
I'm actually noticing a trend here.
Yeah.
If you believe it, to do it.
Yeah.
I like that. If you dream big, do it. So that's how you come to this. So he did the Mississippi.
Well, he started June 6th on D-Day this year.
Sure.
We started in Lake Itasca, Minnesota, which is he's actually swimming north right now. So the Mississippi is going to go north. So he's still swimming north before he starts to go south. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are directionally challenged, even if they're in the military. They have to learn that. So I understand.
So the Mississippi is 2,552 miles long, and he's going to swim 14 miles a day for the next 4 to 6 months. So, you know, we're very fortunate for Chris to step up and do this in him. But, you know, to be honest, Bethany, now that this isn't about Chris Ring. This isn't about Mike Vitti. This isn't about myself. And it's simply a way that we can build a platform, because you and I are speaking right now because of this guy is going to do his endeavor. Right. If we can touch one more person and we can connect the Gold Star families, one of the objectives this year is to get the term Gold Star family. A Gold Star family is a family of a veteran that's been killed in action.
Okay.
So uniting them, and when Mike and I started the organization, we said we're not going to push what we think Gold Star families need. We're going to go out and identify it. So we started a walk.
To find out their needs.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we were a train, is the best way I can put it. As we walked, people got on that train, and we were just able, you know, at first it was two guys just trying to do good, and, you know, people at first, and I understand they didn't want to see it for whatever reason. Some people don't want to see us, but over time they started to, you know, we'd have people.
It might have been painful to a lot of people.
Sure, absolutely.
Because you're opening up, you know, scars that are recent.
Absolutely.
And they've lost family members. So, I mean,
absolutely.
How bad can it get? That's it.
For young men to see America, whether it's traversing the country, walking or swimming, you know, geographically this year, our 2016 project, which is called Swim for Their Sacrifice, we can connect with those families along the banks of the Mississippi.
That's awesome.
So
it's growing.
Exactly. So Chris has the torch right now. Chris and our team that's on the river daily, and they're going to continue to work, and we're going to do the best job that we can to properly honor the fallen and support their families.
That's great. You just got me thinking. You know, Bethany knows I like to promote things, and I think I networked with you by already handing you a card.
Yeah.
What you need is a riverboat.
Yeah.
That's what you need, because could you imagine you could actually have people going behind you with that, families and friends who would need this to pump them up. And it would bring back a lot of memories of our history throughout the country. And riverboats, how cool would that be?
It would be awesome.
So you need some sponsors there.
Yeah,
how do they
we
get a hold of
certainly
you?
do.
That's why I'm leading into that.
Yeah, please check out our website, www.legaciesallive.com, or follow us on Facebook. And I just came, you know, we're just getting the map up for the swim, but because he's going 14 miles a day, those points, those data points are, you know, they go down. But you know, it's not about Chris, and it's not physically, you know, he's going to be the first American to ever complete this. There's only been one other people.
Okay.
So one guy, a Slovenian guy, is the only person to complete the entire length of the Mississippi. So he'll be the first, and we will we'll use that as leverage to just connect with the families.
It's a great focal point for what you're doing with all the good and bring all the Gold Star families together, plus more. Whether Chris it's about him or not, he's facilitating all this great activity. Plus you guys.
Thank you.
So I respect that, and we need to hear more about it. But what else would you want to bring out in closing remarks here for you?
Yes, so definitely visit our website, legaciesalive.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you know, I think it's pretty awesome to see that. I had the fortunate experience to kayak, my brother and I, with Chris on Saturday. So just kayaking, it made me tired to watch him swim.
Well, the shape you're in, I don't even understand.
It's the green tea.
It's
the green tea, I'll tell you what. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you.
Well, thank you for being on our show. We appreciate it. We're going to have you again, maybe even on Pittsburgh Sportsline, because I promote a lot of that, and that would tie in with some fundraising and activities in the community. And I'm all about the vets, you know, from coming from a family with veterans and relatives and people in the area. So it'd be great to contact you and have you be on our show too.
Great.
So
Thank you,
we'll
Al.
do that. And I'm glad you enjoyed the tea. Just finish that last drop, because you're teasing. Bethany, what closing remarks do you have?
Oh, here's a question. What do you do to stay in shape?
Yeah, well, diet, I mean, that's huge. And Mike walking, and I was able to join him for a large portion, and Chris, that is absolutely key. We eat very lean. It's easy when you're doing something like this just to, you know, crush an extra large pizza when you get back, but that's the discipline.
You try to stay clean.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you had a great point about sugar, and especially in the summer, there's nobody better than just wanting to, you know, I love ice cream, but and I think everything that you were saying, in moderation and doing things and preparing your body at night so you're not so hungry in the morning.
Little tips that I've learned.
Right.
Some wisdom there. I'm not in shape like you, both of you, so I respect that.
Yeah, not like Bethany.
Oh, yeah, look at these guns
we're
over
men.
here. Jeez.
We're men. We can't look like that. Oh, this is Healthier, Happier You. I want to thank both of you for coming on. Bethany, always a pleasure to have you, and the topics you bring up, because you just spring them up to me, so I'm pretty quick-witted. So I handled it well. Mark, good luck in everything you do, and we'll talk after this. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. Thanks for watching another edition, our 5th show, believe it or not, Healthier, Happier You. Stay tuned for next month's show.
Here comes the monster. The Tickle Monster. Just imagine what a little time can do for your family.